Hi everyone, welcome to the American Computer Enthusiast Show. My name is Steve Reeves and I'll be your host. Our show tonight is going to be on PC games, all kinds of PC games. We've got three great guests. We've got all kinds of great things to take a look at, so stay tuned and we'll be right back.
Portions of this show have been made possible by PC People, Houston's user-friendly source for business software serving the business and academic communities. Call PC People at 789-6300 and talk to our dedicated staff when you're looking for intelligent answers to your software needs. And by Total CAD Systems, specializing in the sales, service, and support of CAD software and hardware for the PC, Macintosh, and Sun. Total CAD Systems is an authorized dealer for AutoCAD, the leader in computer-aided design software. Call 721-CADD. And by GDT Reprographic Services. Providing documentation to the professional design industry using advanced technologies and personalized service. GDT, where you're more than a number. Call for free pickup and delivery.
These are teachers, but to the kids they've reached, they're heroes. Be a teacher. Be a hero. Call 1-800-45-TEACH.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the show. In case you just tuned in, this is the American Computer Enthusiast Show. My name is Steve Reeves and I'm the host. And today is May 20th, 1993. It's Thursday. This is a live show. I always make sure I tell everyone that. You can call in and ask questions. The phone number is 861-6283. That's 861-6283. It'll come up on the screen so you can see it. Another thing, I always announce that we do have a hotline. Our phone number is, it's up on the screen right now, 587-5369. That's 587-5369. You can leave messages, what you'd like to see in future shows. But we have sort of a problem. Not a problem, but this is our last show of the season. We won't have another live show until sometime, I guess it's August or September. I'm not sure what the beginning date is. But you can leave suggestions for what you'd like to see on next season shows, or I guess what repeat shows or whatever, because they repeat them during the summer during the same times. So if you have any comments or anything, leave it on that hotline. Again, the phone number is 861-6283. And our show tonight is on PC games. We got all kinds of great games here. We've got a couple of PCs, and we've got three guests. We have Vin Young from Babbage's. We have Mike Huey, and we have Gary Brown. And I guess we ought to introduce them right now. We'll start at my right here. We'll start with Vin. Vin's been on the show before. He's from Babbage's. So some of you might recognize him from being on before. But Vin, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe what you do,
my name is Vin Young, and I work for Babbage's. I'm a full-time student at the University of Houston, and game is my hobby. Computer is actually my hobby. And I just got into games about 3 years ago, and I'm a big game player now.
All right. We'll go next. We'll go to Mike. I said everybody's name right?
You got it right.
Mike Huey.
That's it, Mike Huey.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe how you got into games or computers?
Games, basically, quite a few years ago, Atari 2600, video games started me on my way to computer games. And since then, I've been an aficionado. Just recently, something I've really gotten into because I purchased a faster computer. I don't know, it's kind of hard to say. It's something about the visual stimulation. It's an intelligent hobby, I like to say, and that's what I like to do.
Just fun.
That's it. That's why I like it.
All right. And our next guest is Gary Brown. Why don't you tell us a little bit what you do and how you got into games and things?
Well, I play football for the Oilers, and basically I did the same thing as Mike did. I just enjoyed playing video games, and I just evolved into computers.
I think this is the first professional athlete we've ever had on this show. So, the one thing I do want to make sure, I always say this about 100 times, but this is a live show. The phone number is 861-6283. First thing we got to do, probably before we go any further, because everybody always wants to know, is what we're running all this software on, the hardware. Vin, why don't you tell us? We have two computers. Vin brought one and Mike brought one. Vin, why don't you tell us what we have? They're both towers. One's a mini tower, one's a tower. What do you call it? Tower. Big tower, as opposed to a little tower. Why don't you tell us what you have back there? You can't see it, but you can see we have a monitor, we have some speakers. Just tell us what's in your computer.
I'm running a 4650 with 8 megs of RAM with a 500 meg hard disk with a Super VGA card with 1 meg and a Super VGA monitor. I have mouse hooked onto it and the joystick.
And you have a sound, what do you have, a Sound Blaster or Sound Blaster Pro, or what do you have?
Yes, I have a Sound Blaster and a Roland hooked up, but tonight we'll only be hearing the Sound Blaster.
And it's just regular, those are speakers. I guess they say Sound Blaster, and they're the same, they're just like the ones that I have hooked up that, what they're called, whatever it is, what's the speakers that everybody always has? They look exactly the same, except that mine doesn't say Sound Blaster on it.
Maybe they're Lab Tech.
Yeah, Lab
Lab
Tech.
Tech.
They look just like, those are probably
That's a
Lab
different
Tech.
brand.
Same people make them, just put their names on them or
It's an
something.
opposing brand, I believe.
Is it? All right, and what do you have in your computer down there?
Basically, what I have, I've got an IBM DX266. I've got basically just a 107 megabyte hard drive. Got, of course, Super VGA graphics card. I've got a Sound Blaster Pro running in mine. 8 megabytes of RAM on board. I stress that's not needed. That's more or less for the very complex, very powerful games that are out these days. But generally, 4 megabytes will be all you need. Besides that, I've also got a joystick like Vin and the mouse going. And basically, that's about all it is. It's not that.
So we have a
complex.
little bit of everything. You've got a couple different joysticks here. All three of them are different. 2 different mice and everything else, but they all seem to work. I guess most brands, I mean, they're all pretty, do they all work? I mean, you have to have one joystick over the other. Do some games work better with some, or
I'd say
that personal preference?
These two right here, that's the Thrustmaster and that's also the Weapons Master. Those are exemplary for flight sim games.
Oh, okay.
They're very nice joysticks. I'm maybe sure that Vin would probably concur with me. This is more recommended for just your basic arcade contest, action-adventure type games. Those don't seem to work as well because they have so many buttons and they're so complex for just your average game. As you can see, there's only 2 here and there's about
Right.
2 gazillion on
Well,
them.
that's the one I have, and I'm pretty simple, so that's the one reason
Very
I have
durable,
it.
too.
Yeah. Why don't you tell, what computer do you have at home? How do you have yours set up?
I have a 486 also, but you know, I'm just started. I just bought mine 3 days ago.
3 days ago?
Yeah, so I think Vin can describe it a little bit better.
What does
You
he
know,
have?
He helps me out with my
What setup
computer.
does he have? He's got,
Let's do this. He started with a computer that most people would dream about. 4633 local bus. He has a Super VGA card, 210 megabyte hard disk, CD-ROM, a tape backup drive. His system's fully loaded. Sound
Yeah,
Blaster,
Sound Blaster.
Sound Blaster Pro, the full loaded.
now, a lot
kit.
of these games are, well, not a lot of them, but a few of these are CD-ROM, right? I mean, are a lot of games going to CD-ROM? Is there some reason that they're going to CDs rather than sticking with, is it because it's so much more information, or is it speed, or is it good to have a CD-ROM, or is it something that's evolving, you know, it's now a good time to get one, or?
I think CD-ROMs are definitely pointing the way for the new format. Seventh Guest currently,
Yeah,
this
this
game
is-
right here, is proving that to get a game of that quality, it's 2 CDs there, not just 1 CD. We're going to be showing a game a little bit later this evening called Strike Commander, which is 33 megabytes of information, and that's showing you that that's huge. That's a
Right.
huge chunk of hard drive space. That's basically begging to be put on a CD-ROM, so the user can just put a simple batch file and whatnot on there, and not have that just gulping so much of your hard drive space. I'd say yes, CD-ROM is the future. Ben
Right.
could also speak a little bit more on that, being that he has a multi-spin NEC.
Will we be
CD-ROM.
showing this game today, the
Yes,
seventh
we'll
guest?
be
'Cause we
showing
had
that a little bit.
somebody asked about it the other day when we did a help show. I guess what we got to do is start showing some of these games. You know, I want to be able to try to show as much as we can. The last time we had a game show, we didn't get to show as many games as we really wanted to show, as many fun things, because you came with all kinds of great things, and we didn't have a lot of time to show everything that you brought. I don't know, should we show what we have here first and then start showing, or do you want to just go right, you have something set up ready to go right now?
Either way, if you
Why don't you
like.
go ahead and start showing it, set it up. What game are we going to show
I'll
first?
show you right quick is Alone in the Dark
Here, let me hold it up on this
from
side.
Interplay. It's a 3D horror game. I'm going to go ahead and boot it up and go,
What's it called? Alone in the Dark. That's by iMotion.
yes. You'll see why it's a 3D rendered game. I'm going to go ahead and
Okay.
skip
Now, I
to
guess we want to show it on the screen there.
And it does require copy protection, and we're not trying to play the game right now, so we'll just skip past that and go to the opening. And go.
And this, almost every one of these games has sound too, doesn't
Oh,
it?
yes. This game just supports the Sound Blaster, so it's not as rich of a sound as the Sound Blaster Pro, but still it's a nice sound. So you can see the car that'll be coming on the static back screen is going to be rendered in 3D.
That's
you'll get a little bit more of an idea of what the game is about as you actually see a character get out of the car and walk into the haunted mansion. It takes place in a mansion. That's what the whole game is about.
Now this is run off of disk, not CD, right?
Yes, that's about 5 megabytes of information. It's a very small game, and it's done very, very well.
I want to make
You
sure.
see him walking here against the background. It's basically made of polygons.
That's great. Now, yeah, because I want to make sure I point out which games are CD and which are, so that some people that don't have CDs, they'll get, oh, this is a
Right.
great game, and they find out they can't use it
Right.
because they don't have a CD-ROM.
I'd say
So-
currently the only one we have would be Seventh Guest, as we
the
may have
only
one
one?
or two. The Dagger of Amun-Ra, I believe is this the CD version then? That's the only 2 CD games we'll be.
Oh,
we
okay,
have up
great.
there.
So we'll just point those out as the only 2, and the rest of them are all, so anyone can buy those and use them.
Yes, sir.
So what's happening here?
Basically, the character has been consigned to find out why an individual killed himself in this house. He's going, right now he's on his way up to the top room, the attic, to get a note from a piano. And once, of course, you get the note from the piano, the whole story evolves around that, and then you try to find your way back out of the house intact. And that's the real challenge to the game. As you can see from the actual movement of the character and the rendering, it's done very well. All the camera angles.
Right, it's great. It's
Very
real
popular
smooth. Now, would this run as good on a slower computer, or is it, this is because it's such a fast computer?
Actually, this program tailors itself to the specific CPU that you have in your computer.
Right.
Say if you had it on a 386-33, it's going to be quite smooth. Maybe not as smooth, but I don't know visually that you're going to really pick up on a difference. So it's tailored to work on slower programs also. It's just maybe the actual movement of the character will not be as smooth, but it's by no means is going to be slow or very, very, clunky.
Right. Is that a technical term there?
Clunky, yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Okay. So what's going on? Was that just the opening?
Right, that was just, we're just going to show you the opening of it. You had mentioned if you wanted to see another game.
Yeah, why
right
don't we
quick?
start another? What's the next one?
You had mentioned basically CD-ROM format. This game,
Right.
right quick, we're going to show you right here, is Strike Commander from Origin.
Do we have the
And
box
it's
here?
right there in front of
Oh,
you.
right in front of me.
Right
Here. I'll
there.
hold up the box. I'll try to show these things as we're going along. Where are we here?
Once again, this game is 33 megabytes of information. That's quite a huge chunk. They recommend that you have a 486-33 with a minimum of 4 megabytes of RAM on board. That's the
Oh.
recommended configuration for this
Alright.
particular game.
Great.
We're just going to show you the opening right quick.
Now we're running this. This is just standard VGA right now. We're not running any wild super VGA or anything. This is pretty much a standard VGA resolution we're running this at. You don't have to have a S3 chip.
Not at
or
all.
any kind
I have just a standard Trident 16-bit graphics card, which is basically
Like the
the
8900 or
Volkswagen of the
something.
very, very commonplace. Just about everyone has them in there.
Oh, that's great. Now is this is just a running demo right now? You're not playing this right now, right?
No, not at all. You may notice one small glitch in the sound because they're running it under a memory manager.
Damn it! You take him out or I will. Back off. I've almost got tone.
That's pretty neat. Now this you would suggest these other joysticks, right? Because it has all the other controls, the other 2 joysticks, with all the
Then-
buttons.
Yeah, it's a big enhancement. You can do a lot more with these joystick, the combination of the 2. Make
Nice
fight
kill,
simulation. You
hotshot.
can do.
Can you have 2 of them? I mean, these are hooked together?
This is not actually a joystick. It's a weapon control system. It takes the place of your keyboard.
Oh,
Okay.
all right. So
Well, you
we'll probably
gonna
want to
finish 'em
show. I
off?
think they're actually
Forget
showing the
it.
game
The
here on
sector
the
is
screen.
clear.
So
But what about the price on
we'll
his
see
head?
that. Just a minute.
Not
Can
a
you see that?
murderer.
Was that a little?
That's
glitch?
memory manager. I don't have it set up correctly for this one.
Now this is called what? Strike Commander. And this is also discs, right?
Yes, sir.
Discs. And now, would you recommend this? Does this run better? I mean, on a. What'd you say was a minimum configuration?
I'd recommend that you, for this particular game, and personally, I'd recommend you have a 486-25 or
Oh, okay.
above with 4 megabytes of RAM on board.
Oh, okay.
Anything less, you're going to notice quite a large amount of framing, and when the game is actually played. Right now,
All right.
well, let's exit from it right
Okay.
quick.
Why don't we show these joysticks real fast? I don't know if I like to keep the camera people jumping around here, but I don't know if we can do that. Well, I don't think they were seeing what you were showing because they were showing the screen there. Why don't you talk a little bit? We have about 30 seconds. We're going to take a break here. The difference between these things.
These 2 joysticks, the combination of the 2 will give you the best flight feel of a game. Okay, this is the actual joystick. It will actually take up a port on the joystick, and this one is a weapons control system. It takes the place of your keyboard, so you don't have to go to your keyboard and press the different commands on the keyboard.
All right.
And so it's all there at your fingertips.
All right, we're gonna have to take a quick break here. We got 10 million things to show here, so stay tuned and we'll be right back.
Shamu,
And the Texas tuxedos.
Shamu,
We go everywhere he
and
goes.
you.
Can help us make a great big splash. If we all get rid of roadside trash.
Shamu,
And to all this message reaches.
Shamu.
Don't forget about our beaches. Can lend a hand or fin. Come on, let's all pitch in.
Yeah.
Don't mess with Texas.
Shamu.
Here's one time it doesn't matter who your neighbor is. Here's the other. Life's too short. Stop the hate.
Vince, that new dummy cam is great.
Yeah, it'll sure give people a whole new outlook on what it's like when you don't wear a safety belt.
I think they'll get the picture.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the show. In case you just tuned in, this is the American Computer Enthusiast Show. My name is Steve Reeves and I'm the host tonight. And our subject tonight is PC games. We've got all kinds of great PC games. We've got flight simulators, we have sports games, we've got adventure games, we've got all kinds of great things. We have three guests. We've got Vin Young from Babbage's, we have Mike Huey, and we have Gary Brown. And I want to make sure I mention this is a live show tonight. The phone number is 861-6283. You can call and ask us any kind of question you want to know about games, anything you want to know about any of these things, or anything else you want to know. And also, don't forget about the hotline. The phone number is 587-5369. We'll show at the end of the show in case you need that number again. But if you want to ask us a question, the phone number is 861-6283. What we're going to do first here is we're going to talk a little bit about sports games. And we're going to do...
Hi, this is Michael Jordan. Welcome to Michael Jordan in Flight.
Michael Jordan's here. No. Gary Brown's here, and he's going to talk about... The first game he's going to talk about is the Michael Jordan game. What's this called?
Michael Jordan in Flight.
In Flight. So I'll hold up the...
It's upside down.
He's flying around. In Flight. All right? And I guess it's coming up on the screen right now. And what are we doing here?
Well, you're just basically getting to what you want to be. It's a 3-on-3 game, and you can play tournaments, exhibition games, anything you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and get into the game.
You can pick the players.
You can pick, you can pick whoever you can. Well, you're Michael Jordan, and you can pick whoever you want to play with.
So be like Mike.
Yeah, basically. So now I'm getting ready to go play. You can.
What time is it?
Time to play basketball.
Time.
Yeah.
Great.
So now you can run him around and you start the ball. It's a pretty neat game.
This is great looking. Even got
shoot the ball.
Of course he made it.
But yeah, you can do all kind of things. Change the camera angle. Play.
So what are you controlling with that joystick?
I'm controlling Michael Jordan.
All right.
You can call plays if you want to call a play.
All right.
You know, he can hit the button. There you go.
Now he just went over and back, I think, didn't he?
That's the plays right there.
That's why. See, Jordan basically can.
Oh, I see.
Take over.
He actually missed one. What happened? Or you missed one?
I missed one.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going to go dunk here in a minute.
Oh,
there we go.
Great. That's great.
Now that's a highlight.
I mean, that looks real.
It's basically, this is one of the first games I had bought. Van recommended it to me after I bought my computer, so I can't.
Now, what other things you can control? I mean,
you can control the offensive play you run, the camera angle of the screen. You can control what plays you want to call. Basically, anything in basketball.
But it's always a 3-on-3?
It's always a 3-on-3.
That's great. That's a pretty neat game. I got to get this one.
So I can double
Oh,
team.
where's Wilmington and Oakland? Where do those names come from? You don't get to pick your own teams? Or?
Well, it's basically it's like 3-on-3 teams from around the country.
Oh.
Set it up.
So it's not like Chicago against the Rockets or
No.
something like that. You can't pick the teams.
Maybe you should take up golf.
Basically, what he was telling me is I was a bad shot.
Oh,
so
But you're actually him, right?
yeah.
Oh, that's a great game. And it does all the same exact things. It goes through the
set it
4
up.
quarters, and it's got regular time and everything else.
I guess what they did is they photographed Michael Jordan and animated all his moves on the disc.
Well, what I see is when it gets close, you can see those faces they look like real faces. So they must, maybe is this one running at 640 by 480. Can you run it at higher resolution? Does it look any different?
You can. It looks much better. What I believe I've got it running just on the standard. So I just have the basic Volkswagen card in my computer.
But does it make it any slower when you do that?
Then would it make it slower and maybe a slower processor?
On a 66, it
On
probably
the
doesn't. Not
66,
really
there's not
notice.
going to be much difference.
Yeah. I mean, that looks pretty presentable right there. That's not bad looking at all. Like that, it looks pretty good on the screen. It looks great on TV. Have you made any point? Oh, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I'm taking over.
Do the other people shoot, or is it always you?
Nice shot.
Well, I'm basically a ball hog. I like
Oh,
shooting,
okay.
so I'm not making pass it back
But
to
can
them.
you can pass it?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
that's great.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty neat. That's a great game. What's another good sport? I guess this is a good one. I guess you're pretty good at this one.
Yeah.
Football. I'm going to bring this one up. And we don't have this one to show, but we want to talk about this one, right?
Yeah.
We'll just show all these sports games. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking and not holding it up straight here. Okay, this is football. We're not going to show this one. We're just going to show some examples of some good sports games. What's another one over there? That Tony La Russa. Baseball. Ben, is this a pretty good? Is this one?
Yes, it's supposed to be the best baseball games. I personally haven't played it, but this is selling real well.
Do you have this game?
No, I don't have that one at this
But
point.
do you have football?
I do have football.
You do have the football? You
Yes.
good at this?
Yeah, I'm pretty good at it so far.
That's good. And golf, that's another one. You hand me that golf game. We talked a little about this last time. This is a pretty popular game, golf. It's a Windows game. I think, do we have this one? Are we going to show this one later, or how golf works? Is it on the computer?
Then we'll have solitaire
Okay.
and Windows.
And then pool, or billiards, or whatever you want to call it. Pool. Do you have any other good sports games that you have that you suggest that are good?
Well, basically, I have football and basketball, but I'm
This is
just
great.
starting. I'm
Yeah.
just starting.
This Michael Jordan game is pretty fun. This
Yeah.
football game, maybe we should have loaded that one up, but it's all right. We got too many things here to show anyway. What do you want? Oh, I forgot tennis. We didn't show tennis. Here's another one too. World Tour Tennis. There, can you see it? His head was gone. It put me on there. All right, and I guess that's all the sports games we have. What do you want to show next? What do you want to?
I was just going to show like a solitaire game, something that'd
Okay.
be good for those laptop users, or
All right.
something that's good under Windows, maybe at the job to little.
Which one is? Oh, that's on the
relaxed,
bottom. Is this for solitaire for Windows?
Yeah.
Now this isn't the normal one that comes with
Boot up my Windows.
Windows. It's a bunch of solitaire games. It's actually an add-on game, right?
Perhaps thou seest thy future here.
Oh, okay. Little wave file there. All right. And now we're going to be showing this. Now this is just running normal Windows. Even has sound. All these have sound.
Copy protection here. We're gonna have to.
This
get
is
through.
great. Now this is Klondike. I mean, because like the normal Windows game, solitaire game doesn't have sound or any of these other fun stuff, right? This makes it a little more. Can you do different things too? Change the background.
I believe you can. Let's see what's up here. Hold on a second.
Start game.
Wait, the wrong thing there.
What are we doing here?
Installed modules. Let's see what the games
Yeah.
are going.
End current game.
Options.
Show scores.
Select deck. You can.
Change
There's
it.
millions of little decks here. Let's see from the Maya God looks kind of interesting there. Let's go.
Oh yeah, it's like my mother-in-law.
We've got Golden Mum, Hooray.
All
you
kinds
got-
of different things.
Yeah, quite a few different things. We'll leave it with the.
Now this is for people that are tired of the normal Windows solitaire game. I play that game constantly. I'm on the phone and things, and I'm playing solitaire. Most people think I'm answering their questions, but I'm actually answering their questions and playing solitaire at the same time. But Yeah, there's all kinds of
Quite a few
backgrounds.
different. Look at all these games, though. You can also see.
Oh, these are all solitaire
Put it
games.
on Spider. Maybe it's for arachnids or something.
What's it? Oh.
So there's quite a few different. It's a solitaire, good card game, something for a
Oh,
laptop, or it could be played on any machine.
It says 12 different solitaire games. I didn't know there were that many solitaire games.
And
What
you
do
can see there's plenty of backgrounds.
Right. That's pretty. That's what is I can't believe nobody's asked or anything else about all these different prices. But what do a lot of these games go from what price to what price? I mean, is there a ceiling? I mean, none of these games are probably over $100, but they're over $75. We don't like to mention a lot of different prices, but just like a ballpark range, or like something like the
Okay,
pool.
like the Windows games, they're fairly inexpensive.
Inexpensive,
They're
solid?
$39.
All right.
That's bigger games like Strike Commander.
Is this one the CD ROM? These are probably more expensive, aren't they? The CD games.
This CD games actually is about the same price as the regular box games.
Oh.
Only on this one, it's 2 CDs, so they made the game a little bit more expensive.
Oh, okay.
So it's you
All right.
pay a little bit higher price for this.
All right. Do we have another Windows game or anything else we want to show there?
No.
Or what are some other games? Now this one, what was it? Solitaire, golf. What's another Windows game that we have? Are there any other Windows games? I guess not. Do we have anything over there? We got more games on the side. I forgot that we didn't have on the table here. What do you want to show next?
Here I guess we could show a popular strategy type game.
All right, that'd
Ben's
be
going to
good.
show one a little bit later, I believe, or
All right.
at least an opening. Doing two little Ren and Stimpy there.
Yeah.
And let's see what we'll do.
Yeah, we have 2 computers, but we have 1 monitor. So every so often we're going to have to switch monitors switch computers. We just switch from one computer to the other, just switch the cable. So if there's a little, if you see Vin crawling around behind the table here, just ignore him. He's just connecting the cable.
Here's the Terminator. This is
All right.
It's a strategy. It's shoot 'em up, but
Here's
it's
a
also
new game.
strategy. It's very, very hard. So you better have a high patience factor. If not, you're going to be flinging joysticks or.
Is that Arnold?
Excuse me?
Is that Arnold there?
I don't know who that
Oh,
was.
okay.
Now,
what is
that was
this one?
Commander Stern, I believe, that they call him in the game.
This is, where's the box from? Is that it right
That's
there?
right here. They have mission discs out for it also now, too.
All right. Let's just show the box, I guess. Well, there it is.
It has some nice cinemas, too. I'm going to go ahead and get to it.
All right, you can go back to the screen. Yeah, these graphics on these are pretty incredible.
Now you got a little bit more copy protection here. 37 line 41.
What is this? You have to look it up in the book
24337. Yeah,
to make sure
you
you don't
can
make
barely
copies.
read the.
Oh, so you can't make copies of it and things like on the Xerox machine and stuff.
Well, basically, there are people that can get around that.
Oh.
But that's not recommended that you do it. That hurts the software
Right.
industry.
That's exactly.
I'm going to show you basically like a cinema. If you fail the game, I'm going to skip past.
Not
all
that you ever fail at the
No,
game.
no,
right?
never,
Right? None of you
never.
guys ever get tackled
You
in the
taught us
football or anything else, right?
One
is this?
second. This is basically it shows you the
It's
map
an
of Los
aerial.
Angeles. There it would give you the mission briefing. I'm skipping past all this. This is where you actually would put your weapons and whatnot on the character, and you put defensive options on there on his particular armor. Then you go out into the combat arena, basically where you're out here. As you're going to see it load up right quick. And I'm going to go ahead and do something right quick. I'm going to have to do this right quick. I'm boarding out of there. They pull you back. I'm doing this to show you the ending, what it's like if you fail in the particular game. One more time
All right.
here. And you're going to see a real nice ending as the Skynet nukes civilization, and we're all left as a bunch of fried nucleic toast. Here we go.
I hate when that happens. You know?
That's a real drag. Here we go. Here's the ending. The not optimal ending there.
All right. Can they see that on the screen? Yeah, it looks pretty good on the screen. That looks just like a movie.
Yeah, you'll see the buildings being disintegrated here in just a second. That's the thermonuclear assault they're launching right there.
All right. We have some phone callers. As soon as this is finished here, we'll take some callers. Oh, look at that poor woman. What the heck happened to her? She had a bad night.
Oh, let's get past the text then.
All right.
There you go. Okay.
All right, we have some phone callers. We'll take some questions here. Dean, do you have a question?
Yeah, Steve, I really enjoy your program. And I have a question about chess games. That's CHESS.
Oh, okay, I was going to say. Which
coming through real well. Can you kind of compare and contrast some of the different chess games that are on the market? Maybe give. I don't know if you have any here tonight or not, but I'm kind of interested in the chess games. What advice do your guests have for people interested in chess?
Vin, do you know of any good chess games?
There's quite a few of them out right now. There's Chess Master 3000. There's Sargon 6, I believe.
What's the one where the guys, the characters kind of transform when you take them?
Battle Chess.
What's that?
Yeah, Battle Chess 4000.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, and there's another one that just came out. They use video footage. What they do is, it's called Chess Maniac 5,000,001,000, and that's a little bit body for most people's tastes. And personally, I didn't care for the bodiness of it. So compared between the two, Battle Chess and Chess Maniac 5,000,001,000, they're about the same.
So a battle chess is a serious chess game. It's just kind of a fun thing when a character gets taken, right? I mean, it's
Yes,
yeah.
that's true.
Okay. Yeah. That other game is kind of a parody game, isn't it? A bit.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
a bit.
Okay. But what about the other games that are on the market? Which ones do you recommend? I mean, for someone who really enjoys chess.
I recommend Chess Master or
Okay.
Battle Chess, one of the two.
Okay. Hey, the show looks great. You guys doing a good job. I really enjoy watching it.
All right, thanks for calling.
Hey.
We have another caller here. Thomas, do you have a question?
Yes, I'm new with computers and I'm thinking about buying a joystick. Could you tell me if it's a hard installation or what I need to do or what I should even pay for one?
Sure.
What do you think? By any chance, do you have a joystick port on your machine?
Yes.
If you do, all you have to do is go out to one of the store like Babbage's and pick up one of the joysticks as cheap as $14.99 or one of these nicer joysticks over here that Mike Huey has. And it's about $50, but it'll last a long time. Mine lasts over 2 years.
And it's a lot more control also because a lot of them are real sloppy and everything.
Yes, I highly recommend the Fight Stick.
All right. Okay, thanks for calling.
Thank you.
All right. We have to take a quick break here, so stay tuned and we'll be right back.
He protects all living things in the forest. But he can't do it alone. Please don't play with matches. Put out your campfires. And never ever forget the words of Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
There are countries where bread is scarce, but this is America. Countries where electricity is rare, but this is America. Countries where infant mortality is a problem, but this is America. Here, it's a crisis. Every 13 minutes, another infant dies. But we can help prevent many of those deaths with prenatal care from programs like Healthy Start. Find out what you can do. Why? Because this is America.
Remember how good it felt the first time you gave 5? Well, now there's another way to give 5. Set a goal to give more, 5 hours a week and 5% of your income to the causes you care about. It'll make you feel like a winner every day of your life. So give more. Give 5.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the show. In case you just tuned in, this is the American Computer Enthusiast Show. My name is Steve Reeves, and I'm the host. And our topic tonight is PC games. We got all kinds of great games for the PC. We have 3 guests tonight. 3 game, I won't say nerds, game experts. Yeah, that's what it is. We have Vin Young from Babbage's. We have Mike Huey, and we have Gary Brown. And we've talked about we've showed about 5 games so far. What I think we're going to do is we're going to take some quick phone calls. Well, not quick. We'll take some phone calls, and then I'm going to go through and show all the games that we have. Why don't we take the phone calls now, and so we can make sure we get so these people aren't on hold all night. All right. Jason, do you have a question? Hello? Jason? Jason, are you there? I can see his blinking there, but he's not there. Hold on, we'll take Rusty.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a question. I'm gonna.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. I'm gonna buy a CD-ROM, and I was wondering if to get the sound to play out of the Sound Blaster card, would I have to buy the Sound Blaster ROM drive to get that effect?
Okay, you don't have to buy the Sound Blaster CD-ROM that comes with it. What you do is you can buy a SCSI CD-ROM and put a SCSI interface right next to it, and still use the audio capability of the Sound Blaster on the new CD-ROM. But you don't have to buy the CD-ROM that comes with Sound Blaster.
Yeah, because it's a significant price difference on theirs and other types of CD-ROMs. That's Sound Blaster's version or whatever.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, I think if you can't hook up a third party to the Sound Blaster, the only thing you can have is a Sound Blaster, which is really like I think Panasonic, I think is what Sound Blaster.
Matsushita.
Yeah, you can hook those up to the Sound Blaster. You can't hook up like Sony to a Sound Blaster card. It has its own card. It has a proprietary connection on it. All right, does that answer your question?
Yes, sir, it does.
Okay, thanks for calling.
Thank you.
Jason, do you have a question?
Yeah, I have two real quick questions. First off, I really like the show, man, and I was wondering if it was going to like repeat so I could like copy it and show it to some of my friends.
I know they repeat the shows, and they should be on all summer, at the same time. They repeat them. I don't know if there's really a set schedule. We don't really know when and what show's going to be on what day, but they do repeat it. You there?
Yeah.
You must have a phone
I was
call.
wondering, what is the panel's opinions on software piracy and how that really does hurt the industry?
Good question. Okay, do you have to get that line there?
No, it's phone line trouble.
Okay, we'll just ignore that then. Okay, just hold on a second. What do you think? What do you guys think about it? I mean, obviously it's something to think about. It's not good to do.
I would say in software there are quite a few variables that you're going to have to deal with. You're going to have to deal with homeowners giving a game to their friend, people who have computers who are very fluent in the languages that get off to actually cracking the particular games. And then you've also got companies that manufacture illegal games. So a question such as what you're asking, you need a little bit more specification as compared to who's doing it, what arena are we coming from. I'd say, yeah, in the home market, if that's what you're referring to, that type of piracy, it is significant enough for them to be putting manuals in with copy protection. These two games we just showed you, they both have copy protection. So I think it is a very significant impact. I always say, and most of my friends would, that if you enjoy something, support it, plainly and simply. These companies put a lot of time into making a game, and pay them back for it if you want them to be around to make further games for you. That would be my answer, at least.
Well, the number one thing is it's totally against the law. I mean, if, in a lot of the software, not just games, but any software, everything from Lotus to Word to anything, it's against the law, and you can get sued big time, and you'll spend a lot more than the cost of the software in legal fees trying to, you can buy every one of these games what you'll probably pay if you ever get caught. So it's not a good idea to ever copy software at all. Anything, any software. It's like making copies of anything. You're not supposed to copy books or anything else.
Yeah, that's what I was just curious as to how much the prices are raised due to all the, as you say, bad apples that go through and copy the software.
Yeah. I don't know if there's really anything specific. I don't know if they have it in writing anywhere, but I'm sure it's some huge number that, it's probably, I wonder how many copies, for everyone sold, how many are illegal.
Right.
It's amazing.
Go into your local bulletin boards and see how many games are out there that are not made to be distributed. It goes with anything, tapes, CDs, books, etc. It's illegal. Purchase it, support the maker. That's plain and simple. That's the answer to the problem.
Okay.
That answer your question? Thanks for calling.
Yeah, thank you.
Do we have another caller on line one? Hi, do you have a question?
Yes, I do. I have seventh guest, and I was wondering if y'all are going to show it tonight, and if so, how the video is on. Still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Are you there?
So playback is because sometimes my video chops up, and I was wondering if that was maybe a problem with mine, or if y'all were getting that too, or what.
All right. Are we going to show that now, or are we going to show it? Can we show it now?
Show right now.
Yeah, why don't we go ahead? We'll go ahead and show it right now. We'll load it up right this second. So why don't we disconnect it, and I mean, once you hang up and you watch it, and we'll show you what's going on. Or do you have another question?
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Bye. All right. What do we? Is it loading up now?
Yes, it's
It is?
loading up
Okay.
right now.
It's probably a pretty big game to load up. Maybe what we ought to do is show some of these other things while it's loading up. What are some of these other games? I'm going to go through all these things. We're going to hold up every single game we have.
X-Wing, Space Combat Simulator, excellent game. High difficulty curve, excellent game. It's recommended. It's something that once you do beat it, you feel like you've accomplished something.
All right.
Highly recommended, X-Wing.
Okay, what's this one? Roger.
That's a Sierra graphic adventure.
Roger Miller. No, not Roger Miller.
Roger Wilco. Very popular. A lot of humor in that. The game is, it's very easy to get into and very hard to put down. It's one of those type of games. Basically, if it's mouse, point, and click, that's basically all you do. It's not something that requires tons of peripherals or a very powerful machine for that matter.
Hand me that one. My arms are too short here. Okay, next one here.
That's Larabo 2, the Dagger of Amon-Ra. That's a CD game.
Oh, this is another one of the CDs.
It's a Sierra. That's also a Sierra graphic adventure. It's more of a mystery type game, whereas the Space Quest 5 that you had previously held up is more of a spoof.
All right. And what's this next one here?
Populous 2.
Populous 2.
And Populous 2 is basically a simulation game. You are God, destroy the opposing god, and to do that you need to raise followers to worship you, so you gain in godly power, so to speak.
That's kind of like me.
Yeah,
That's the story of my life. There, you know?
It's an excellent game. Excellent.
All right. What was it? Did we talk about this one, Freddy?
Freddy Farkas and the Frontier Pharmacist. Excellent game. That's from the maker of, you may or may not have heard of Leisure Suit Larry.
Right. I knew you. As soon as I heard the name of that, it's...
Same guy. And although I haven't played it yet, I have a few friends that have it, and they say it's a pretty good game. And once again, it's the graphic adventure from Sierra, the point-and-click type interface.
All right. Ben, you got something? Okay, but hand me all those games over there. We're having a small problem, technical problem, so we're just going to keep showing these games.
Legend of Kyrandia.
Okay, what's this one here?
It's a Legend of Kyrandia. I'm sorry, that's what they call it on the CD now. That's the CD version of that game. It's similar to King's Quest series. Very well detailed 3D. It's the Sierra uses actual paintings that they scan for their backgrounds. They're very nice, but the Kyrandia uses actual graphics, very 3D. Caesar, strategy game. Excellent strategy game. And also the other one you have there, Dune 2. That's highly recommended if you're a fan of the novels or the movie. That's a great game. It's kind of like SimCity mixed in with a little strategy, and it's very represented visually very nice. It also has a great opening for those of you who like cinematic openings or to collect games for that matter.
All right, hand me a couple more of these. You're writing all these down, Gary? You know what you're going to buy here?
Edutainment, right there. That's something that's more of an educational type thing. Great for younger people also, and just about anyone who wants to learn about the race into space, not to quote the game. Basically, that's what it's about.
Oh, I thought you just made that up.
Oh, I did. It sounded great, huh? Civilization by Sid Meier, a tremendous strategy game. Very, very popular. There are several novel-sized books out there about the strategies that can be implemented in it.
I thought I was going to bring up one other thing, like we were saying earlier, about places you can go to buy information on games. I mean, like users groups. There's magazines. I know there's specific games magazines, PC Game and things like that.
Computer Game Review, Computer Gaming World, just to name.
And there's also, you have those magazines. You sell those magazines and things. No? Okay. Never mind. And also there's books and things you can buy too. I was at Bookstop the other day, and there's a whole section now on books on games, and like you say, strategies and ways to figure things out. Like I saw one on Civilization, I think. We have a caller here. We're going to take caller. You having a problem there?
Yeah, with the setup we have now.
Okay.
This is Dune 2.
Okay. Well, let's take a caller here. Mike, do you have a question?
Yeah, hi Steve, how you doing?
Oh, I'm great.
Good show. Got a question or a kind of a topic to talk about real quickly. Mike mentioned it in the very beginning when he showed Strike Commander, and he recommended a 486. A lot of the games he just showed can run successfully on a majority of platforms, but some are speed specific. A lot of companies are writing games that are only successfully run on high platform machines. Do they see that as a problem? Mainly because people are kind of uninformed exactly how fast the machine they have to have, how much memory they have to run a lot of these games. and I've seen a lot of returns, people unsatisfied, and I think trying to educate people a bit better on how, what they really need to have to run these modern games, especially Strike Commander, X-Wing, Seventh Guest, and use fast machines for that. Do they see that as a problem? Are they putting themselves in a hole, game manufacturers, by narrowing down the type of machine to run these on?
What do you think? I mean, it's getting to be a lot of these. Does it say on all these games on what you have to have?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they always do.
You find consistently that the game manufacturer knows that the individual is going to go out basically and buy the hardware to play that game. Plainly and simply, most people do. There are exceptions, people who they'll stay with their Apple IIe till time ends. But most people will give in and go out and buy new hardware. It boosts hardware sales, helps keep the whole industry thriving, and they want to continually push the technological envelope instead of, sit back and stagnate. The only way we're going to get better games are by individuals pumping out games for these high platform machines. It's very hard on the pocketbook. I'm not Donald Trump. And I can understand what it's like for people. Well, maybe Gary, he's closer to it than I am. But I think you're going to find that it is a problem, yes, but they're going to continue to do it because individuals will buy the hardware to play the games, period.
Well, I agree. I'm one of those people. I did exactly that and basically conform the system to meet the demand, and games was the demand. So thanks a lot, guys. Good show.
All right, thanks. Thanks for calling. You want to show Dune 2, or why don't we show this? We got a couple of callers here on hold, but why don't we show this, just so we can do it? Or do you want to? Can we talk in at the same time?
Go right
I'm not
ahead.
sure we can do this. We're multitasking here. Okay, well, I'm going to take a phone call here. Oh God. David, do you have a question? I think I just hung up on David. Maybe he's gone. I don't know what happened to him. Okay, John, do you have a question?
Yeah, I have a 386-25, and have never gotten any games for it, and but from what I understand, they're pretty hard to learn how to work. Are there any just simple games to start off with, or one that y'all would recommend, as a first type game?
I recommend something by Sierra, where everything is just point and click with a mouse. There's no typing, no fancy commands.
I can't hear you.
Any game by Sierra. A lot of them are just point and click. You don't have to type things in. A lot of them you have to type things in, and they're a little bit harder to do.
If you know how to use a mouse.
Hey, who?
Sierra. S-I-E-R-R-A.
S-I-E-I-R-A.
No, R-R-A. Games like, I'm not going to use
King's
that one.
Quest, the King's Quest series.
King's Quest.
Quest for Glory series.
Quest for Glory.
Space Quest series.
Can you hear that?
No, I can't.
Okay. Is it because the speaker's on, or? Okay, well, we'll I'll tell you what. Just when we'll hang up and we'll talk about which games we should buy. All right?
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. All right. Thanks. All right. We have one more caller here. Let's take him real fast here. David, do you have a question?
Yeah, I think the previous caller kind of answered it partly.
All right.
I have a 386-25, and I bought Strike Commander, and the game runs slow. I just wondered if you had any suggestions on how to beef the system up to make that game run a little quicker. X25.
There's probably not much you can do to speed it up.
Buy a new processor.
Yeah, the only thing. The only thing is different, motherboard or something like that. There's not a whole lot you can do to speed up games, I don't think, in a computer, not today, or anything
Ben would
like.
be the individual to ask for that.
As far as it goes, you can speed it up. It'll end up costing you more money trying to add memory or even add a faster graphics card. I recommend you just go ahead and save enough and just purchase a new motherboard, a new CPU. Right now, you can probably upgrade to a 46 for under $400.
All right, that's a good idea.
Right.
Thank you.
You can also buy what do you call them? The Visa, the video, the
Visa local bus.
Yeah, local bus, and use the same chip and move it over, and that might speed things up too. You have to have a faster graphics card, but you can actually take the chip off your board and stick it right on that local bus. You can buy those things now for less than $200, and it's good for any chip. I mean, all the way from a 386 up to a 46, the same board. All right.
46 Visa motherboard. Is that what you're saying?
It's actually just a straight motherboard. Any chip will fit in that same motherboard. 386, a 46, or whatever. There's places in town that sell them. I see them in the Chronicle. I've seen there's some places. There's one that's actually called, I think, I forget what it is, but I know you can buy them, like Hobby Computer. They've been on our show. They sell those motherboards, and you can just take the chip out of yours and put it on this new motherboard, and it speeds everything up.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for calling. Okay, let's go to Dune. I'm sorry, we kind of went crazy.
Well,
there.
it's almost, we'll get a little volume going. It's almost done now. This is basically just the cinematic opening. Essentially, there you go. The races, the Ordos, the Harkonnen, and the Atreides are fighting for control of space. Ordos, Harkonnen, and Atreides. Once again, Ordos, Harkonnen, and Atreides.
Okay.
They're fighting for control of Dune. The Emperor here is here you go. Here's his challenge.
To each of the houses.
All right.
The house that produces the most spice will control Dune.
And now you're going to see from the
there
center
are
they all
no
come
set
together.
territories and no rules of engagement.
All these games have great graphics. I mean, I can't believe how great these are. I mean, everything from Michael Jordan to these, it's really fun.
This is a fairly small game, too. It's about 7 megabytes on the hard drive. It doesn't take a powerful machine to play it at all. And it's if you enjoy a strategic type of game, you can spend hours behind this one. It's great. It's got a good difficulty curve to it. It's not easy for you strategy fans who find that all strategy games are very easy.
All right.
That's the Atreides right there.
All right. We have another caller. Let's just keep taking.
Let's go ahead.
Bubba, do you have a question?
Yes, I heard you talking about the local bus, and I was curious. I'm just getting ready to buy a computer in about 2 weeks, and I work with them all the time at work, and the guy at the store was telling me about the local bus, and he didn't really explain exactly what it is. I was wondering if maybe you could give me some details.
Well, in a nutshell, it's actually a 32-bit input and output, I guess, is what it is. It's got
Okay, a local bus is a ports that goes onto your motherboard, expansion ports, that directly has direct communication to the CPU. It does not go through a bus channeling. It has 32-bit access and runs as fast as the clock speed of your CPU.
I see.
Right. Now, the one thing you got to remember, to make it optimum, you also have to have a local bus, like IDE controller card, along with your serial ports and everything else, and also a video card, which are a little bit more expensive, but it makes a huge difference in speed. But they have an extra little connection on the back of the card that fits in that little local bus. So a lot of times you'll see that I'll have a local bus motherboard 1 or a local bus 2. That means it has 2 local buses, so it allows you to have a video card and a multi-function board, which usually has like the IDE controller and everything else on the same board. But it makes a huge difference in speed.
I see. I appreciate it. So the awesome thing to do would be to try and find one with the dual bus.
Yes. Yes. I think the most I've ever seen, is that you see for sale are the ones with 2.
Well, I'm getting ready to buy a 46 True 50. It's not a doubler.
All right.
So I'm assuming that it's going to be set up in that fashion.
Right. Okay.
Great show tonight.
Hey, thanks
guys.
for calling.
Thank you. Great show tonight.
All right. Thanks. Bye. We're going to have to take a quick break. We'll be back with our guest. We've got some more things to show, so stay tuned and we'll be right back.
Portions of this show have been made possible by PC People, Houston's user-friendly source for business software serving the business and academic communities. Call PC People at 789-6300 and talk to our dedicated staff when you're looking for intelligent answers to your software needs. And by Total CAD Systems, specializing in the sales, service, and support of CAD software and hardware for the PC, Macintosh, and Sun. Total CAD Systems is an authorized dealer for AutoCAD, the leader in computer-aided design software. Call 721-CADD. And by Arc Image, creators of award-winning computer graphics and animation. For advertising, illustration, presentation, and communications, Arc Image can show you a better way to tell your story.
The old computer you're putting out to pasture has the power to give new life. Computers you're going to scrap can keep millions of people from ending up on the scrap heap and being written off. Old computers donated to the National Christina Foundation are used to train people with differing abilities so they're alive with the skills society needs. Donate your old computers and other equipment to NCF. Call 1-800-CHRISTINA. Machines you can write off. People you can't.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the show. In case you just tuned in, this is the American Computer Enthusiast Show. My name's Steve Reeves. We had 3 guests tonight. We had Vin Young, we had Mike Huey, and we had Gary Brown. And we've been talking about games the whole show. We've still got a few more things to show. We've only got about 3 minutes to go through everything here. We probably ought to take a phone call real fast. We'll take the phone call. Then we're going to show 7th guest. Bill, do you have a question?
Yeah, hi. I caught the show a little bit late, and you were talking about some of the strategy games, and I was more or less interested in some of those. I have some of the others like Gunship 2000 and Red Storm Rising, but I was more or less interested in like Civilization or some of the other strategy games that are out now.
All right. What would you say, top 2 games? What would you say your top 2 games you said? Civilization? And what else? Another good strategy game?
Dune 2 sells very well.
Dune 2?
And they're thinking about add-on discs. Virgin is considering add-on discs for the game. That's not solidified, but that's something to look forward to that could come out. So.
All right. But those are probably your top 2 that you'd probably sell a lot of. Okay. That answer your question?
Yeah. Is Dune 2, is that CD or is that on CD-ROM?
It's on just a standard hard disk. About 7 megabytes of hard drive space is all it requires.
All right. Okay. Hey, thanks for calling.
Thank you.
All right. Why don't we show a little bit of 7th guest here to prove to people that it actually does work.
Volume.
We've had a lot of different people say this game doesn't work.
From choir practice, but she never got there.
Now, I've seen this advertised for a while. A lot of software places had it showing, but they had no discs in the box. What is this showing now? Is this kind of...
It's the storyline.
Oh.
He just mugged a female there and left her out in the cold.
Nice. Jeez. Smack him there. Okay, what? Now the graphics on this are incredible. Now, this is CD.
That's full motion video is what you're seeing right there.
That is great looking. Can they hear that all right? Can you hear that? All right.
It was a gift.
Now what would you call this? This isn't a strategy, or is it? What is
Puzzle
it?
game.
Puzzle game. All right. Trying to get all these things straight here, you know.
Staff carved the doll, twiddling the haunting face.
I need to join hair clubs and manners. All right. I think we need to wrap this up a little bit. I've got to do a few things here real fast. There's a little bookwork here. All right, guys, you have to sit down. Just don't get mad at me. But we only have about a minute left. One thing I want to make sure everybody knows that, well, first I want to thank my guests, Vin Young, Mike Huey, and Gary Brown. I didn't want to goof up your name. Gary Brown, because he'll hit me, that's why. For doing the show tonight, and I want to run through a couple of things real fast. One, I want to thank all our hosts, since this is the last show of the year, before we go on our summer break, I guess. You know, Dean, Carlos, Harvey, Graham, and me. Our sponsors, GDT, Arc Image, PC People, and Total CAD Systems. I want to thank all our guests that have been on all year, and all the volunteers, the camera people, everybody that works in the control room, even Harvey. And the other thing I want to do, in case you're in withdrawal this summer, since this is our last show, there's a new show starting up this June 5th, that's Saturdays at 2 o'clock. It's going to be called the Computer Workshop. Dean's going to be hosting it to begin with, and it starts, like I said, just in a couple weeks, June 5th on Saturday at 2 o'clock. So you need to make sure you watch that. It's also going to be a live show. Call in, 800 line. That's it. See you next season. Thanks a lot. Goodbye.